The 5 pros and cons of living in Crosby, Texas. That's today's video because who doesn't love a good list of pros and cons? I'm Jovani Frank, your local Houston realtor with Lionsgate Realty. And if you have any questions, I put my personal information down in the description below. Feel free to shoot me a text message. All right, let's jump right into it. Starting with the pros, and the first one being the cost of living for the Crosby area. So you're actually 14 points lower than the national average cost of living, and that also trickles down into your housing. Here you're actually 36% lower than the national average, with your home median price being around $265, or for example, like this home right here, it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, right under 1,700 square foot home that's going for $219,000. Next is amenities and things to do in the area. Given that Crosby is a small town, there's still a few things for you to do out here. Now, those things are outdoors, so if you're an indoors person, this might be a negative for you, but who doesn't like to go outside and spend time on a nice walking trail that Crosby has to offer here? You also have nice parks, nice dog parks, you have a country club, you also have an 18-hole golf course, and one of the things that's a weekend destination for most Houstonians in Crosby is going to Extreme Off-Road Park, going out there mudding, spending time on that beach that they have there. So if you're an outdoors person, this definitely falls under a pro. Location, or as we hear it in most real estate shows, location, location, location. So Crosby is located about 25 miles from downtown Houston. You have a short drive, 30 to 40 minutes, from shopping destinations out here, that being Baybrook, also the Woodlands Mall. And if you're looking to go to Galveston for a nice beach weekend vacation, right, you're about an hour away, so you're not that far. You can enjoy waterfront and actually a little park out here is called Kima, which is about 30 minutes away from the Crosby, Texas area. So location is very important for most people. In Crosby, I feel that it's close enough to everything that it won't take you too long to get there, but also far enough away from the city to where you don't feel like you're in a major town. As a local Houston realtor, I've spent countless hours in different communities all over Houston. And for me, Crosby always seems to stand out, especially the Newport community inside of Crosby. There's just something about that community with the mature trees, how deep you have to drive into the community before you actually hit the homes, the walking trails, the parks, the golf course that it has back there. And not just that, there's something that I always hear people complain about whenever they relocate to Texas from out of state, and they say that Texas is flat. Well, there's something about the Newport community where you do have sections where it feels like you're on a hill, and houses there, you can even find them on an acre. With that being said, I do find Crosby to be very unique from the other communities here in Houston, and I put that as a pro. Ooh, and this next one, the potential for equity growth. Here in Crosby, just over the last year, there has been a 12.6% in home equity growth right there in Crosby, and Crosby's still in a growing phase. The Houston Chronicle just made an article not too long ago that Crosby is expecting, I believe, 30,000 families or somewhere around there to be moving into the Crosby area in the next 5 to 10 years. So they're actually growing, they're building new communities, and you know what that means for you. More new homes, more equity growth. Now that might be a con for somebody who wants to keep it small, but people who look at homes as investments like myself, this is just music to my ears. Before you start packing your bags and get ready to give me a call to relocate you down here to the Crosby area, let's hold off a little bit and be fair and take a look at the cons real quick. The first one being that there really isn't any options for shopping out here. Right, you do have a lot of family-owned little stores out here, but there really isn't anything major. There really isn't any Targets. You know, you don't have any even Old Navy's, Gaps, any shopping stores out here. You don't have that. You don't have a shopping center. So if you need to go buy clothes or something like that, you're gonna have to drive anywhere between 25 to 30 minutes outside of Crosby for that. Traffic. Just like in any small community that is in a constant growing phase, there is terrible amount of traffic. And the worst part about the traffic here is that all of your commerce is on one long road that starts at the very entrance of Crosby and ends all the way at the end of Huffman, or the entrance of Huffman, my bad. So all on that one road, you have all of your commerce there. So what does that mean? When people are out and about doing things, buying whatever they need to buy, or they're going to go eat there in the Crosby area, that traffic is so backed up or when people are getting out of work, it gets crazy there from 4 to 6. There's no nightlife in the Crosby area, so if you like to go to local bars, you might have 2 there, and that's about it. With it being a small town and then of course a blue-collar town, everything is closing around 9 o'clock. So you don't really have much nightlife there. We don't even have coffee shops there for you to go hang out, beer gardens, anything like that. If you want to experience the nightlife, you really do have to drive to the city or even to the Webster area. Remember how I mentioned that Crosby has terrible traffic? Well, that also leads to it not being walkable whatsoever. So if you try to walk anywhere in Crosby, you're gonna be dodging cars every 5 minutes. So I don't recommend you walking in Crosby. Just drive to wherever you need to go to and forget about cycling outside of your community. That's just not gonna happen. This next one might not be a con for everybody, so let me know down in the comments below if this is something that would be a con on your list. But for me, it is, and that's that there is no coffee shops besides Starbucks there. For me, coffee shops have become the new social area where people go and make connections and they talk to people that they've never met, kind of like a bar, but just without the alcohol, right? So for me, whenever I see a community that doesn't have any local coffee shops, it's really a bummer, and that is definitely a con for me. I don't know if I could live in a community where there isn't any local coffee shops. If Crosby, Texas is still calling your name and you're packing your bags, feel free to reach out to me. I put my information down in the description below. I'm Jovani Frank, your local Houston realtor with Lionsgate Realty. Until next time.